Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiteboard Finance. My name is Marco and I'm here to help you master your money and build your wealth. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can potentially get a $10,000 forgivable loan, aka grant, aka free money. Yes, I know that doesn't happen very often, but this is for real. If you are a sole proprietor, independent contractor, small business owner, medium-sized business owner, there's a lot that qualifies for this, okay? So forget about the $1,200 stimulus check that everyone else is talking about. This is the real deal because you're watching Whiteboard Finance. So the $2 trillion stimulus package that was passed last Friday called the CARES Act, that's CARES as in the government cares, as in, sorry. CARES Act was approved last Friday. So this contains $350 billion in loans that are backed by the SBA, which is the Small Business Administration, to help businesses that are going through a tough time because of everything that's going on. So this includes a variety of programs with paycheck protection, this $10,000 that I'm talking about. There's a million things to dissect here, but today we're going to be talking about specifically about this $10,000 forgivable loan. So I'm going to explain how it works in this video. I'm going to explain who qualifies. I'm going to give you a live demo of the actual application. So we will go to the trusty laptop. And if this video makes you $10,000, I simply need you to go to the PayPal address down below and send me about 1,000 of it if you don't mind. So let's get right into it. Okay, so how does this all work? This sounds too good to be true, right? Well, not necessarily, okay? This 10 grand does not have to be repaid under any circumstances. So check this out. So the SBA is providing working capital loans of up to $2 million, okay? This is to help supplement businesses' revenue to get through this tough economic time. However, what these loans are not meant for is for expanding the business, is for paying out bonuses, is for taking out a low interest loan to buy a new Porsche or Lamborghini for the CEO, okay? So this needs to be proven that it's being used for working capital. This is like rent, payroll, things like that, okay? So the first step is to apply for an EIDL loan. EIDL simply stands for Economic Injury Disaster Loan. That's what they're dubbing this. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this at the end of the video. So you check off the 10K advance option, which I'll show you, and under no circumstances, as mentioned, does this $10,000 have to be repaid. So if you do qualify and you do get these loans, whatever the amount that you're requesting is, the loans will be basically 3.75% for for-profit businesses and 2.75% for non-profit businesses, okay? So let's go to the next section of the video and I'll explain who exactly qualifies for this $10,000 and this EIDL loan. Okay, so who qualifies for this stimulus package and this potential $10,000 grant? So this is any business that has 0 to 499 employees. So basically any small to medium-sized business with less than 500 employees. So you can actually be a business with 0 employees. You can be a sole proprietor and still qualify. You can be an independent contractor. So an example of an independent contractor could be someone just doing drywall at a house, for example. It could be an Uber driver. It could be a commissioned salesperson, for example, a consultant. Sole proprietor, this is someone who basically just runs their business as the sole proprietor. Say, for example, Joe the landscaper. He's doing mulch or he's doing landscaping or cutting grass. There's so many different qualifications, especially under this tax code, to where you would be surprised at who actually can qualify and apply for this loan. The only stipulation that I saw when it comes to dates are that basically you had to have been started or incorporated as a business by January 31st of 2020. That's what they are deeming the beginning of this emergency subject or this time period, if you will. So without further ado, I know you all love when I say that. We're going to go to the laptop and I'm going to run you through this application right now. Hey everybody, let's get right into it. I'll show you how to fill this out. So we're going to simply go to sba.gov, and if you look at this top yellow ribbon here, this is the EIDL loan that we're talking about. So simply click on the big click here, and this will actually pull up the disaster loan assistance page. So it's 5 steps, very easy, looks more intimidating than it is, but we're going to fly through this real quick, okay? And you can actually take more time if you're choosing to fill this out on your own. So eligible entity verification, this is basically saying like, hey, okay, I'm an applicant with X. So you can be a business with no more than 500 employees, as we talked about. I'm an individual who operates under a sole proprietorship with or without employees, or as an independent contractor. So most people are actually going to be falling under these first two options. I'll just make up a hypothetical scenario where I'm selecting the second option. So the second box is basically trying to see that you're not a a criminal or a loser who's behind on child support and stuff like that, and that you're not some other certain things like in the business of lobbying, gambling, things like this, which I'm not going to talk about. But you basically check all these boxes, and it allows you to continue. Now, if you want to continue, it's basically going to ask you for your business legal name. So we'll just make something up, Test 123 LLC. And then it's going to ask for the actual trade name. We'll just keep it the same. And then it's going to ask for your EIN or social security number for sole proprietorship. So if you don't know, an EIN is simply just an employee identification number. Think of that as a SSN for your own business. Now, if you're a sole proprietor, you can simply just use your social security number. So I obviously just made this one up, and now it's going to ask you for the organization type. This is where we get into all the good stuff. You have LLC, sole proprietor, C Corp, S Corp, general partnership, which is typically used in real estate, limited partnerships, things like that. And then you have a trust, cooperative, and independent. I'm simply just going to say I'm a sole proprietorship. I'm not a nonprofit. I am also not a franchise. Then it's going to ask you for your gross revenue. Let's just say we made $100,000 up until the date of disaster, which is January 31st, 2020. So they're looking for the 12-month period prior to that. Cost of goods sold, if you are an online business like a YouTube channel, you don't really have any cost of goods sold. If you are someone that is like an Amazon reseller or someone that actually has to stock inventory, like you make pizza or you make widgets, say you sell widgets for $10, but they cost you $5 to make, and you sold 1,000 widgets, here you'd put $5,000, 5 times 1,000. Rental properties, we're not that kind of business for this example. Nonprofit, we're not that kind of business for this example. Here you'd put in the combined annual operating expenses and some other things that they ask you here. This is very simple. And it applies to basically a case-by-case basis, so I'm not going to dive into this right here. So now you just put in your primary address. So I'll just make something up here, 123 Main Street. We'll say that we're in, Cleveland, Ohio, in Cuyahoga County, with the zip code of 44133. I don't know, I'm just making this up. So business phone, let's just say it's this. They're going to ask for basically a business email, so test123@gmail.com. The date it was established, let's just say 12/10/1990. Current ownership since 12/10/1990. What kind of business are you involved in? We'll just say we're an automotive repair business, and we're body repair, right? And we have 2 employees. So this allows us to go to the next page, which is the business owner's information. So you're going to fill all this stuff out, just first name, last name, all this good stuff. It's really easy, and I'm going to spare you this, so I'll just resume the video when this is completed. Okay, so we completed the business owner's information, obviously with all fake information. So they're going to ask you for additional information. So in the past year, has the business been convicted of this? Have you done some bad stuff? Have you not paid on some certain things? Are you subject to indictment, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? No. So this is the point where you basically click for that $10,000 grant right here. So I'd like to be considered for an advance of up to $10,000. Boom. You click that, you put in your bank information, your accounting number, routing number, you hit next, and that's it. You're done. So again, if the video makes you 10 grand, wet the whiteboard finance beak, Don Finucci, okay? And if it doesn't, well, at least you learned something today, okay? At the end of the day, I hope you got value out of this video. I do this all for free. All joking aside, please consider donating to the Patreon, or you can get my free investing guide. You can click my affiliate links. You can share the video. You can do whatever you want. You can dislike the video. I don't care. It just says a lot more about you than it does about me. So at the end of the day, hope you got value, everybody. Have a prosperous day. And as always,
Took you guys.